Ham presiding.
Thank you. You may be seated.
I said you may be seated. Sit down. The people versus the wicked witch, evil queen. The witch is being accused of 3 counts of.
The witch is being accused of 3 counts of harassment, conspiracy, destruction of property, 2 counts of kidnapping, attempted murder and cannibalism, attempted murder by poisoning, attempted murder by arson, participation in slavery, and speeding on her birthday. How do you plead?
Well, I've never pleaded.
Your Honor, my client pleads not guilty.
Pardon me.
The prosecutor may call the first witness.
I call to the stand the cowardly lion.
Canceled.
What do you mean he's not coming?
He's too busy being king of the fort to testify today.
Well, in that case, I call to the stand the chief woodsman.
I was afraid of that.
What now?
He said he was gonna show up, but his heart was just not in it.
Then, okay, I figured. Then I call to the stand the scarecrow.
These where to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, the Hebrew truth.
I do.
Now, scarecrow, tell us about the time the witch tried to kill you.
Well, you see, my friends and I were on our way to Emerald City, minding our own business, when suddenly the witch popped out of nowhere on top of this house and threw a fireball right at me. If it weren't for the Tin Man, I would have burned up.
And can you point out this evil witch for the jury to see?
Yes, that's her.
No further questions.
Mr. Scarecrow, isn't it true that you and your friends were trespassing on my client's private property when this event occurred?
I didn't recall if we were on our land yet then or not.
How convenient. But you do admit you were trespassing on your property and chose to ignore the warning signs marking the boundary.
Well, that's no way to burn me alive. Besides, she was going to hurt Dorothy.
And weren't you also hired by a mysterious man known only as Wizard, as Hitman, to kill Miss Witch in cold blood?
It was cold water.
So you do admit.
Yes, I suppose so.
No further questions.
Now, Scarecrow, I really just have one more question. I understand that during this time, you were known brainless. Is this true?
Objection, Your Honor. DA is badgered and witless. Approach the bench. Overruled, the witness will answer the question.
Well, you see, sir, I got my brain later, sir, in a way, your judgery. You see, your honorary.
Ornery? Are you calling me ornery? Have you lost your mind? Judge, Ham, he said honorary, not ornery. Never mind. Please go on.
You see, I didn't know I had a brain at the time until the diploma.
Yes or no? Did you or did you not have a brain at the time of your disagreement with the defendant?
No, I didn't.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit to you that the Scarecrow was an incompetent and should not even have been on the street. Because of this, his whole testimony is invalid. I demand to be stricken from the record.
Stricken? You will all forget what he just said. Well, that was a no-brainer. Sorry.
Who ran next? Who's got over the
Where's this other trick? The whole trick. Nothing but the truth. That'll be where it's been.
I do solemnly swear, and total too.
Now, Dorothy, tell us about your experiences with this witch.
All I know is, me and Toto came here by mistake when I landed in Munchkinland. The good witch gave me ruby slippers for luck. The next thing I know, this witch is chasing after me, threatening Toto and me, and demanding my shoes. It was rude.
And you've never met her before. She had no reason for track like this, did she?
Oh no, I've never seen her before. Then when I met some friends, we were on the way to Emerald City, and she tried to kill us in the poppy field.
she locked me in her prison as prisoners so she could kill us. So envy and avarice drove her to attempted murder.
Objection, Your Honor. Envy and avarice are sins. They're not crimes. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
Fine.
3. The number was 2. Defense was close. Objection sustained.
You are truly a brave soul to have overcome all this evil the witch put in your path. No further questions.
Thorpe, isn't it true that your house blackmailed my fine sister on your arrival on Munchkin Land?
If you please, sir, it was an accident.
It doesn't make it okay, does it? Whether you call it murder or accidental manslaughter. She's still dead, is she not?
I suppose, but
And weren't you also given a pair of ruby slippers from Miss Witch?
you know what? The good witch gave it to me as a gift.
And you watched her take those ruby slippers of the cold dead feet of my fine sister, did you not?
I suppose I did, but
So, and in the poppy field where you claimed that she tried to poison the flowers, whose property was that?
I don't know.
So you were knowingly trespassing in somebody else's land, perhaps Miss Witch's, aren't you?
We weren't intentionally trespassing. The yellow brick road led us to the poppy field, and I could see Emerald City on the other side.
A convenient shortcut. You couldn't have been bothered to do it the legal way. You wanted somebody else's property, trampling through flowers without mercy.
But what about when she tried to kill us in the poppy field? And
What else could she do? You were the known killer of her sister, or attempted to murder her again. The dungeon is too good for the likes of you. You disgust me.
I just wanted to go home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Pardon me. No further questions. Formatting next witness, I call graduate mistake.
These witches heard to the whole story, nothing but the truth, so help you first good.
Yes.
Probably will if you give her a cupcake, because I took the last one. Right?
If you give me a cupcake, I know Cancer got the last one.
I did not.
Did two.
Did not.
Did two.
Did not.
Order both of you approach the bench and bring the offending pastry with you.
I'm afraid I'll have to keep this piece of evidence.
It's not really evidence per se. It's more like, what would you say?
It's just a snack that the kid brought in. A snack, huh? Do you know what the penalty is for bribing a judge?
What's a penalty?
What's a bribe?
I asked my question first.
Did not.
Did too.
Did not.
I think that it's intended for all, right?
Yes. Thank you for sharing it with me. We made the seat.
See, what about my cupcake?
It's the judge cupcake now.
It's not.
It's two.
It's not.
It's
Now, Gretel, tell us about the night you and Hansel met the witch.
We were lost and hungry, and we saw a big house made out of cake and candy. So we ate some of it. And then we thought she was going to help us. But she didn't. She brought Hansel in her oven for dinner.
So two poor children lost alone in the woods, only to fall victim to this evil witch's plan. What happened between the moment she invited you in and the second she put you in the oven?
She made me be her slave, and she put Hansel in the oven to make a plumper for supper.
So after she made you her personal slave, she locked up your brother. These are surely actions of a sick and twisted mind. No further questions.
Right. You do realize that when you were destroying Miss Witch's property when she found you, right?
Yeah, we were literally eating around the house and home. Never mind.
So, haven't your parents ever told you not to invade other people's privacy?
It was dessert time.
So if you were lost, why didn't you just ask for help?
It was time for dessert.
Sit down.
I call Hansel to the stand.
begin. Ooh, what is that? Ooh, that's some yummy stuff on that book. Who made it so sticky? Is there any more?
Hey, attention, boys. Jeez, we're just on the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so I'll be correct.
Sure. Can I have some more now? Never mind.
Now, Hansel, tell us, describe for us the events of the night you met the witch.
Well, it's like Gretel said. For some reason, our parents wanted us to get lost. I don't know what. And we were trying to find our way, and we found this house full of candy. And you know what? The first night was great, like a bed and breakfast. But then we figured out that she just really wanted to eat us. Well, things sort of went downhill from there.
Yes, being enslaved and imprisoned with the threat of intended death by cannibalism can make one tend to see the dark side of things. No further questions?
Hansel, you do realize this was somebody else's house you destroyed, right?
Well, it was gingerbread.
So, knowing it wasn't yours, you still chose to eat it and destroying the exterior of my client's living cottage.
Yes, and the chocolate frosting was divine, but the cake was a little dry. You might want to use a little bit more oil in the cake batter. Now, what chef is going to be doing the repairs? Well, yeah, she, locked me up, and she was nice to us, but then she locked us up, and then she was going to fatten me up. She said she was going to eat me. Say, speaking of eating, is it lunchtime yet? I mean, I'm pretty hungry, or could I have some more of that stuff on that book? Huh? Could I?
Somebody give that boy a napkin and
I have no further witnesses.
I call to stand Miss Witch.
These words to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so I'll be correct.
Indeed, I did.
Miss Witch, you've heard the many testimonies brought against you today. What is your sentence?
Well, it's natural for kids to think of me as that wicked old lady down the path. I mean, kids can be harsh that way. But I was an emotional brat, being shunned in my own neighborhood by my own fellow fairies. It was an embarrassment not even being invited to Beauty's ball when every other fairy was.
It must have been awful for you. But what about Dorothy?
She is a murdering little brat that deserves the supper.
And with Hansel and Gretel, were you planning to cook and eat them?
No, the poor little urchins probably misunderstood. Yes, I was heating up a kettle, but it was for them to take a bath, not to cook them. I mean, I use the same kettle for cooking, but I mean, it's the only kettle I have, so what else can you do?
No further questions.
I have nothing to say to this witch.
Closing statements.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we've heard many testimonies tonight proving that the witch is a menace to society. It is now your moment to do the right thing and put her away so our pathways are safe to walk again. I can only see one verdict. Guilty.
Good people of the jury, you've seen the many testimonies brought against my client today. And you've seen how she has suffered greatly at attempts of kindness. Let her live the rest of her golden years in peace by finding her not guilty.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have heard the testimony of both sides. Now it's your turn to decide. When I went to 3, you call out 2, 0, 6. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Guilty.
The jury has found Miss Woods to be guilty.
No! Curse all of you!